the end of the day, there's 4 or 5 guys that are one-on-one up there. Somebody's got to win one-on-one. And a lot of times you're better at pressure when you're not on the field as long and you're winning some third downs. We had some really critical third down losses that hey, they didn't beat us. We busted. And you can't do that, not and beat a good football team. You're giving them extra snaps every time that happens, and you can't do that.
Well, you heard it right there from Kirby Smart. Do your job, win your matchup, and there could be some success. And this is the favorite part of the show for me because we have Michael Felder at the touchscreen for Tape Don't Lie, and he's having class. So help yourself learn some things about college football. And, Mike, let's talk about Alabama and what they were able to do to break Georgia's defense in the SEC championship.
It starts with that second quarter, right? It's 10-0, and I think the big key, and everyone listens to that clip, and they think Kirby Smart. It's these 4 guys up front. Somebody's got to win a one-on-one matchup. But what they don't think about are these guys in the back end, because those guys also can create first downs for Alabama by making mistakes. And we're going to run through it really quick right here. But this is the first play, 10-0. Georgia's in. It feels like they're in the catbird seat. And all of a sudden, we get a huge play from Jamison Williams. I think the key here is to look at that play and recognize, one, you get tight bunch. Tight bunch is tough to exchange. So what do you want to do? You want to play zone coverage against it. That's what we're going to get out of Georgia. Now, what we're used to seeing Alabama do is have your point man run a stop route, have this guy run an out, sometimes an out and up, and then have this guy run that over route. Georgia knows that. One of the things I think people don't understand about Georgia is they're one of the smartest football teams in the country. These guys do their homework. Look at this safety, recognizing that he wants to get over top of that possible out and up. But you're also going to get Lewis Cine. Lewis Cine's going to come down because he knows they like to run that over route just as a backup. But what happens? Something different. Something happens different. This guy doesn't run a stop. He keeps going. He gets to here. And as he gets to here, Lewis Cine does take that over route, protecting his linebackers. You don't get pressure. You've got a clean pocket. So what do we get now? Now we've got a huge play because they win against tendency. Alabama does a really good job of going off tendency to go make plays. I think that's something that's super critical, Cam.
And that's huge in so many different points, Mike, because you talk about the protection that Bryce Young had. But when he doesn't have protection, we know that Bryce Young is able to be nimble and use his feet to get outside of the pocket. And in that SEC championship, he rushed for 40 yards and a rushing TD. So what do you see on this scramble from Bryce Young?
So I love this, right? Because the protection's not perfect. But what you see now, Alabama, after getting beat in zone, Georgia decides to flip the man. Alabama says, don't worry, we got this under control. And I love the rear replay of this, but we'll show it straight up first off. You look at this, gets it, and look, they got pressure. They run a little bit of twist here. He's got a guy in his face. The pocket is not clean, so he bails on it. You bail on it, he's still looking downfield for something, but he's able to pick up a first down. And this is what Kirby Smart was talking about, right? He talked about not having good plays on third downs. He talked about giving Bama free plays and free possessions and extending possessions because they couldn't get off the field. His 4 guys up front, they're going to run a little twist. You're going to get some game action like this, but the big key here, and they do their job. Look, they win. They won. This guy wins. This guy wins. They win the one-on-one matchups that you want them to win. The problem is, as this play progresses, watch what happens when you play man coverage. You got your back to the defense. You've got your back to the, your back to the quarterback. You got your back to the quarterback. This guy can take you across the field, and you've got that going on. These guys are playing too high, cover too, they can't help you. So what happens is, somebody left the gate open, and he's loose. Let's go. And again, you see the defensive backs aren't able to contribute on that play because they don't know what's happening.
Right.
When you play man coverage, you're with your man. You're not with the quarterback. And this is another element here that I really love. They're going to try to show press here, obviously at the top with Darian Kendrick. They're going to try to show some press. But the cool thing, Alabama, Cam, you know why they set this guy in motion?
Why?
To force Georgia to show their hand. Are you in man or are you in zone? If he was in man, somebody goes with him, but he's not in man. So they just get a bump out. That bump out lets Bryce Young know, okay, they're in zone coverage. I don't like what I see. And again, these guys up front, they are winning one-on-one battles. The problem becomes the reality here. And this is the part that's the hardest. This is the hardest part of football. When they put you in conflict. Bryce Young, Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean's the best defensive football player in the country. Bryce Young understands that Nakobe Dean has responsibility of Brian Robinson, but he has to make a choice. And no matter how he chooses, he's going to be wrong. And that's the scariest part here. The flip outside, what do we get? Another first down. Going back to what Kirby Smart talked about. And then this is a really quick one, right? So we get this tight bunch, right? It's not even a tight bunch because Robinson's technically in the backfield, but you get an exchange. And with this exchange, and I'll be really quick here, Cam. With this exchange, this is a guy that's number 1, this is a guy that's number 2, this is a guy that's number 3, and you're going to get 2 guys covering 1 guy, which leaves this guy uncovered, and we'll watch it play out. But putting teams in conflict, making them pick wrong is what Nick Saban does really well, is what they did well in this game. It's how they broke that Georgia defense. I'm really looking forward to watching if Nick Saban can do it again.